Good morning. I'm Nate Slate. It is my great pleasure to serve as the host of our podcast, Top of the Morning. This morning, we start a very special segment that will run across this month. We're going to be celebrating diversity in our very special Lawton Fort Sill community. Because we're a military town, we have people from all around the world, and we're going to go out and visit with them. And what better way to get to know them than to enjoy their cuisine? That's right, we're going to be visiting restaurants this month. All across Lawton Fort Sill, we're going to be enjoying food from around the world. We're going to learn about the different cultures, and we're going to make new friends. We know this is going to be a lot of fun. We look forward to having you join us for this adventure as we go all across Lawton Fort Sill, discovering and celebrating our culinary treasures. Top of the morning. Good morning. Today we're at the Bulgogi House, 2514 Northwest Fort Sill Boulevard. The Bulgogi House has a wonderful reputation for some of the very best Korean cuisine in all of Lawton Fort Sill. We're going to go in and enjoy some. Please join us. The Bulgogi House came highly recommended by soldiers and retirees who had been stationed in Korea. I must admit, I had not noticed the restaurant tucked away at the end of a strip mall. Once inside, I was impressed with the cleanliness and the wonderful smells coming from the kitchen. The Bulgogi House, as you might expect, features bulgogi. Bulgogi, literally fire meat, is made of thin marinated slices of beef or pork, grilled on a barbecue or on a stovetop griddle. It is also often stir-fried in a pan in home cooking. Sirloin, ribeye, or brisket are frequently used cuts of beef for the dish.
Yeah, home cooking is better. That's what I do. So my mom cooked for me, and my aunts, and they always cook for us. That's the main thing, my recipe.
Like my mom would make rice, but this is my mom makes good southern cooking, but like this is definitely not it. It's really good, and the textures, it's really flavored. I took a Spanish class in high school, and so in that, like they had us pick a country, like a Spanish-speaking country, and we all had to make like a traditional food from there. And like it just, I don't know, it made us appreciate it a little bit more, like appreciate their culture. And I think it's different, like it gives us a different point of view, because like with all like, I don't know, with all like everything that goes on about different cultures today, it's like something everybody can agree on is food, I guess.
Suki, the proprietor, says she uses an old family recipe that she will not share with anyone.
Yeah, that's our recipe. We write it down. Nobody can have it. A lot of American soldiers go to the Korea, and they've been eating at there and came back, and they wanted looking for the Korean restaurant here, and everybody say this is not the Korean, that's a Chinese food. Chinese food is too sweet.
She is very proud of the family's version of bulgogi. She says it only has natural sugar and is very good for you.
The food is really important for their energy. Some of the food you eat, you know, inside your body is no good. And most of the people, they love the sugar too much. Sugar is bad for you. You can have just a little bit of sugar, but all my food is a natural sugar. Food makes the sugar self. But that Korean food is not supposed to have a sweet. That's natural sweet. Like bulgogi, you see the little taste of the sweet, right? That's the natural sweet we make.
Suki discovered that Americans like to pick up their food, so she created the bulgogi burger. It captures the best of bulgogi in a hamburger bun. I thought it was the most unique burger I have ever had. I will definitely order this dish again. As an appetizer, Suki recommended kimbap. It is comprised of rice, cucumber, carrots, and beef wrapped in seaweed. It was delicious. Suki is very proud of how her restaurant makes rice, honoring a time-proven method that produces rice that is delicious and healthy. She loves sharing her family's culinary treasures with her Lawton Fort Sill neighbors. So this is Suki's home cooking.
Yes.
So this is food made by Suki's love.
My family.
Yeah,
My family recipe. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're sharing your family, your food, your love for people by taking care of them and giving really great food.
Yeah. And some of my mistake makes good food too.
Before we left, Suki told us that her family's recipe for kimchi is the best she has ever had. She invited us back to try her kimchi. We look forward to enjoying yet another special treat from Korea. Seoul from Seoul.
Yeah.
Very good.
I like the salt.
Hi, today we're at Sam's Soul Food, 2122 West Gore Boulevard. Sam's Soul Food has a wonderful reputation for some of the best down-home Southern cooking in all of Lawton Fort Sill. That food that many of us affectionately refer to as soul food. As you can see, the parking lot is full, lots of people enjoying this food. Come on with us as we go in. We had a great visit with the staff at Sam's Soul Food. Wonderful people, warm and engaging. They are rightfully proud of their food. It is an offering of affection, meant to bring nourishment and pleasure. Their food is delivered warmly with a smile. Inside the restaurant, you see mementos from across time. Family portraits are displayed, honoring loved ones who handed down recipes for food so full of affection, it is called soul food. Food that is good for your body and your spirit. Well, here we are, shooting a spot for Top of the Morning. We're at Sam's Soul Food.
Yes, sir.
And we're visiting with C.J. Samuels, who is a proprietor. But you shared with me, you have a really unique history here. I mean, you've got a picture of your grandmother on the wall, and she started a soul food restaurant some time ago, and I guess your dad worked there?
Yeah, when he was younger, when he come back from, from his basics, he'd go help her out and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so he fell in love with
cooking, yeah.
Yeah, and good soul food.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and you were telling me that your dad served in the Army, but never served at Fort Sill.
No, never.
But he heard about how great it was here, came and visited, and retired here.
Yeah, pretty much. He had buddies lived here, and he just loved us here so much, so he just pretty much raised us here.
That's a wonderful compliment to Lawton Fort Sill. What do you think made the difference here? And what's the most distinctive thing to you about this community?
I love it just because, you just got a variety of things, like diversity, people of all sorts. It's just a big old melting pot. We just all congregate here. It's a lovely place to be,
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And you've told me you like all the different kinds of food you find around town, but you brought a specific food here, soul food.
Yes, sir.
Tell us about that.
Well, my dad, he always wanted to own a restaurant, and about 20 some years ago, we started out small, little mom and pop spot on Cash Road. Was there for like good old 10 years, and then, things going good for us. Decided to open our own bigger building. And then once we got going here, he decided, it's well enough so he can retire. So, and then pretty much me and my mom have been running it ever since.
So he turned it over to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously you love soul food too.
Yeah, kind of fell into it.
Yeah, is your mom a great cook also?
Yeah, that's where I learned how to cook from my mom and my dad.
Yeah, see, I think these things are recipes that are handed down, in families from generation to generation.
Oh yeah, the best recipes.
They are, and that's authentic soul food. And so I'm from a different part of the country, but from the South, and I grew up with cornbread and that kind of thing, and you don't serve chitlins.
No, back in the day we used to, but that's another story. That's too much work right there.
That's a lot of work, and kind of an acquired taste too.
Yeah, very.
Yeah, what would you like to tell Lawton Fort Sill about your restaurant and your food?
It's a family-friendly environment. We come here early every morning to make sure we deliver fresh product. We up here early just to make sure things are ready at 11 o'clock. And you're always gonna have a smile on your face when you come in here. It's just, you're like family to us. You're just ready to serve y'all, pretty much.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, and thank you for your time. And
Appreciate
thank you
that.
for your food.
No problem.
Having grown up in the rural South, I look forward to some home cooking. I ordered smothered chicken with baked beans, potato salad, and coleslaw. I was especially looking forward to the cornbread. The chicken was covered in a delicious gravy. The sides went together perfectly and accentuated the chicken. The cornbread took me back to my childhood. Everyone enjoyed their food. The mayor had fried chicken with okra because he had been told it was especially good. He was not disappointed. Jonathan had rib tips with okra. He too was very happy. Thank you for giving us an interview. Really appreciate that. And before we start, I want to tell you the food was wonderful.
Glad you enjoyed it.
Oh, I loved it. You know, we visited a little before the meal, and I was telling you, I grew up on soul food, and so to get some good, authentic soul food, you know, means a lot. Especially like your cornbread.
Homemade cornbread.
Yeah, obviously it is. So we appreciate that. So you've been with the family working this business for how long?
10 years.
10 years. So you're obviously very committed to
Very
them.
committed.
Yeah. I know that you're committed to the soul food and to the culture of the soul food. What's the most important aspect of that for you?
The variety of the foods, seeing everyone come in, liking all the different types of food. I love it. Gives everybody, they leave with a big smile on their face.
You like to make them happy.
I love to make them happy. I enjoy working with people.
And soul food is really about warmth, isn't it? It's
Warmth and love.
Yeah, it's
you put all your love and warmth in it, and people keep coming to you.
And then you share it with people, your warmth and your love in the food. I think that's a wonderful synopsis of soul food and you know what it means to all the people who enjoy it. Now, what do you think about Lawton, Fort Sill, and the kind of diversity we have here in food?
I don't really eat too many places, but who can go wrong with soul food?
You can't go wrong with soul food. But I would encourage you to watch our podcast because we're visiting all the other restaurants across the community. I mean, Korean, Thai, Cambodian, German, Italian, whatever. I had no idea there were so many restaurants in Lawton, Fort Sill.
Really?
And they are really good and culturally authentic.
Okay.
So what hopefully happens is when we run this podcast, people go, hey, look, Sam's Soul Food looks like a really great place, and they will come enjoy your food. And then you'll watch it and think, I'm going to go to some of these other restaurants
Other ones, yeah.
and enjoy their food too. And that makes the point that Lawton, Fort Sill is a very diverse and special place.
It is a loving place here. It's very, it's hot here, but it's a loving.
Well, then, thank you so much for the interview.
Well, thank you.
And for the wonderful food. During our visit, we got to know an outstanding family who said they settled in Lawton, Fort Sill because of our warm, inviting, diverse community. We're very fortunate that they did. We hope that you enjoyed visiting this week's restaurants, Sam's Soul Food and the Bulgogi House. Next week, we're going to visit 2 more cultures and enjoy their food. If you have recommendations of restaurants and cultures you would like us to visit, please let us know on Facebook. Top of the morning.